Last episode in Taiwanica podcast, we talked about that message. You know the one. Are you free later? 你等一下有空吗? From your boss, and suddenly your body is tired. Your mind is racing, and the whole night is gone. But here's what most people don't realize. The message is not what drains you, it's what happens after. In Taiwan, there's a word that perfectly captures this. Nèi Hào. It means internal friction, or mental self-consumption, or burning energy without doing anything. And this is one of the most common questions people ask online right now. 内耗是什么? Or why do I feel exhausted even when I didn't really do anything today? Because you didn't do nothing. You were fighting yourself all day. And according to real discussions online, people describe 内耗 like this. I keep thinking if I'm good enough, or I replay conversations in my head, or I worry before anything even happens. That's not the work that will help you grow into something better than what you currently are. That is a battle that you're having with your thoughts. And nothing is actually happening at that time. That's all happening inside your own mind. So we got to realize that thinking doesn't necessarily mean action. So when you're thinking, though, energy is being used. And if you keep thinking, then you can get exhausted. There was a scientific research study that came out that one thought is equivalent to 3 calories. And another research study that said that the average person has about 60 to 70,000 thoughts in a day. So if that was the case, then, oh my gosh, that would be a lot of calories. But the idea is we're always thinking about stuff consciously in the front of our minds and unconsciously, the stuff that we don't hear. And if we keep on doing this, especially if it's negative, it's going to cause us to feel like there's not really anything else to do. Let's make this real. You're in Taiwan, you finish work at 6 p.m. But do you actually leave your work mentally? No, because you don't want to look lazy. You don't want your boss to think you're not committed. You don't want to be that person who leaves early. So even after work, your body is home, but your mind is still in the office. That's 内耗. That's that internal conflict. And here is what makes this risky. It doesn't solve anything. It doesn't improve your performance. It just does one thing and one thing only. It drains you. It makes you tired. So now your body is tired, but not doing anything except for thinking. This is when we get into loops. It kind of works like this. Step 1. Something small happens, like your boss sends you a message. Step 2. You start thinking about it. Hey, did I do something wrong? Hey-yo. Step 3. You overanalyze. You think about it too much. Maybe they're unhappy because I did that one thing 3 minutes late. Step 4. You attack yourself. I'm not good enough. I'm always bound to fail. Success is never going to happen for me. And step 5. You feel tired without even lifting a finger. You just want to sit down, maybe eat some chou tofu, or go to your room and just, play with your phone, 滑手机, something like that. And then you repeat. And that seems like it feels like life, doesn't it? It's not. This is what someone literally asked. And I'll directly say the Chinese and translate it here. It goes like this. 一直内耗是我的问题吗? So kind of like this in English. Is it my fault that I keep overthinking? Here's the truth about this with overthinking. It's not your fault. But, this is a very big B-U-T right here. It is your responsibility to stop it. Let's face it, thoughts are going to keep on coming in and out of your day no matter what. Unless you live on top of a mountain in a cave where you're not being surrounded by people all the time and you're not talking. Yeah, we don't live in a world like that. Unless you're listening to me on the mountain right now. Hello. But everyone else, we have thoughts that are going to keep on coming in and out of our head because our mind is really similar to a garbage can. Anybody and anything can throw something into it, and later that day you're going to think about whatever that is that you heard or saw. So how do we take responsibility for the things that are coming into our mind where we feel like we're overthinking? This is the key. It's not a secret, but it's an important thing to be reminded of. And that is just whenever you're in a situation where most people get this wrong because they're trying to fix their thoughts and they try to control their mind, that creates even more 内耗 or even more overthinking. The real solution is something much, much simpler and much harder, and that's acceptance. Acceptance is not, and this is a very big thing that I'm going to say twice because it's so important. Acceptance is not, I give up, or this is my life forever. Okay. Acceptance is not, I give up, or this is my life forever. Acceptance is, this is what is happening right now, in this moment. Okay, let's go back to the message from your boss. Are you free later? 你等一下有空吗? Instead of thinking things like, 为什么是我? Why me? Or what did I do wrong? 我哪里有错? And this always happens to me. You simply say something like, this is the situation. It's not that you're being tortured or you're being forced into something that sucks. It's just right now, this is the situation that you're in. That's it. So if you simply acknowledge and accept that I am in this situation, the moment you do that, you stop arguing with reality, which means you stop burning energy. You stop wasting the limited amount of energy that you have on this 内耗. And that starts to recreate situations for you where you can start using the energy that will help you grow rather than staying stuck. So next time you feel 内耗, do this. Step 1. Very easy. Just notice it. Notice the thoughts that are coming up in your head. Oh, there it is. I am overthinking. Step 2. Name it. There it is. That is 内耗. As soon as you identify something as a particular situation, it immediately loses more than half of its power over you. Because what happens essentially is you are no longer being controlled by it. It's really that simple. There's a famous quote from one of my favorite authors of a book called The Power of Now. And he said this: the moment you realize that you're not being present with the situation, you are. It really is that simple. So if you become present with it by saying, oh, this is Nèi Hào, step 3 is accepting it. It's happening, and that's okay. And then finally, step 4, return to doing some action. One simple next step. Because there's something really magical about the mind. And that is when you start to think about something that is negative, and then you say to yourself, oh, that's Nèi Hào, or that's me overthinking. Right then, after you accept it, it's not like your mind's going to turn off. Instead, your mind's going to think about something else. And what it thinks about right after that moment is something going to be productive. So listen closely. There's going to be something in there that can help you move in the right direction as soon as you get yourself out of the negative thinking. This is not philosophy. This is not complex. All we're trying to do here is for you to stop fighting with yourself. If you can do that, then you're going to start to notice times where you're going to be feeling much better about where you are and what you're doing. So let me give you a personal story of this, of how this affected me. When I was living in Taiwan, I was going through a lot of negative emotions because I wasn't doing any things with mindset and stuff like that yet. I was just an English teacher working at some bushiban, and it was fun, but let's face it, I hated my job. And because of that, I wasn't accepting my situation. And I did a lot of things that aligned with me not being happy about my situation. One of the things that I struggled with for a long time was being around a lot of people at one time. But for some reason, I kept on doing that and resisting it and feeling negative about it. So, going to Xinguang or going to Yeshi, or just being in my classroom with 40 plus kids at a time, all surrounding me and drawing on me and doing crazy stuff, like I was a jungle gym or something like that. Great times, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, just too many people, and I wasn't accepting it inside of myself. And so that made me feel overloaded. I was doing a lot of Nèi Hào, about thinking about, man, I just really hate my job. I hate where I'm living. And it wasn't really because of my job or the place I was. It was just because of how I was feeling and not accepting it. So as soon as I started to go from not accepting it, and at that time feeling exhausted like every day, eating unhealthy food, doing the things that didn't make me happy, yelling at the people that I love, it just kept on repeating. And then after I started to accept stuff, all of a sudden I found myself not going to those places as often. And even when I did, I really didn't care about how many people were there. Sure, it took time, but it was a practice. And that's the hard truth here. We are not trying to do something that is comfortable. And no one is paying you to do this work. And at the same time, no one is paying you to overthink. No one is rewarding you for all of this stuff that you're thinking about doing and changing yourself. But also, no one is rewarding you for staying negative, for the anxiety that you have, the negativity that you have. Like your boss. They probably sent that message to you with the feeling needing your help, but then probably forgot about the message 5 minutes later. Or they sent it to 4 other of your colleagues to see if they could find somebody to do it. But you carried that message around with you for 5 hours. That's the cost of Nèi Hào, or overthinking. Gotta realize, Nèi Hào, or overthinking, is going to constantly make an energy draining situation for you if you let it keep on going. It's not you. It's just a part of thinking. So here's the shift, what we can do here. Before, you were in this kind of situation, like I was. Life happens, you resist it. I don't like where I am, I don't like doing this, and you suffer. But now we're talking about it like this. Life happens, same situations, but now you accept it, and right after you accept it, a new way of acting pops in your mind, and you give it a try. So this is how you get your energy back. Not by doing less, but by wasting less energy inside. If this episode hit you, that means you're not just tired, you're ready to change how you live. Right now, we've opened access to something powerful. It's a full library of 500 plus personal development trainings, content you can watch, listen, and apply immediately, and opportunities to join our live mindset coaching classes, and also access to our Line Deep Think group where we meet monthly in person and over Zoom. All designed to help you stop overthinking, build real confidence, and take control of your life. So you can start here at the website. It's called Start Now. You can find it at the link in the description below. For a limited time, it's only about 450 Taiwanese dollars per month. Let's not just listen to ideas, everybody. What was one takeaway that you had from this podcast? Take a moment to think about it, and let's transform together. And then next episode, we're going deeper. It's not going to be just about how to stop Nèi Hào, but how to build a mind that doesn't just create it in the first place, and what are some of the necessities to be able to do that. Look forward to seeing you there.
Thank you so much for listening to today's podcast. If you really enjoyed it, then if you can be one of the very few people who can give us a 5-star review and even tell us about what you liked about the podcast, that would be great if you could do that in the place where you're listening. 谢谢大家。如果你真的很喜欢今天的 podcast 的话，请你们给我们5颗星。这个会让更多人越来越了解台湾要给什么的资料，让他们的生活越来越顺利。感谢。